I don't know. So I'm kind of surprised. I'm surprised that Mujin is talking about the Korean thing. Actually, to be honest, I'll be honest with you. I was not expecting. Was not expecting the Korean. I only know a little bit about it. I don't really know too much about the Korean. Um, the whole South Korea thing that's been happening. You want to know something? What? Anything you're watching? Anything what I'm watching?
Guys, the South Korea situation is crazy, okay? The president's life's absolutely ruined after one of the dumbest decisions I've seen.
Oh, is he the president for South Korea? Like I said, right? I don't know anything that's been happening, right? I did read up like a little bit before stream, but that's pretty much about it.
In my life. The dude tried to pull an Emperor Palpatine, but absolutely failed miserably. Not even half an hour after he stated what he was going to do, the South Koreans all went to the streets and protested. Even though the weather was extremely cold and there was a snowstorm going on, they were not going to deal with his antics. But this wasn't even close to the craziest thing that happened throughout this incident. You had the leader of the opposing party live stream himself trying to go against the orders of the president. Okay, this
Wait, what? Can I hear that again?
that happened throughout this incident. You had the leader of the opposing party live stream himself trying to go against the orders of the president. Okay, this was absolutely wild. What essentially happened?
What the fuck? So the 2020. Wow, holy shit! Wikipedia already made an entry for this South Korean martial law. That's interesting.
Was that the South Korean president enacted martial law hoping to seize full, unquestionable power, mobilizing the military and seeking to disrupt the entire country. In the end, though, he ended up completely underestimating his own citizens and made.
Wait, so on on the 3rd of December 2024, approximately at 10:27 South Korean time, South Korean President Yoon Suk Yeol, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, declared martial law during an address broadcast live on YTN television. And his declaration, he accused the Democratic Party, which has a majority of the National Assembly, of sympathizing with North Korea and conducting anti-state activities. Interesting. Further labeling them a criminal organization working with communists to destroy the country. Interesting. The order included the prohibition of any political activities, including the National Assembly, and a suspension of the freedom of the press. The declaration was opposed by the Democratic Party and some members of Yoon's People Power Party. And resulted in protest. At approximately 1:01 a.m., Parliament members present in the National Assembly, including members of the President's People Power Party, unanimously, I don't know how to pronounce that word, passed a motion to lift martial law 190-0, despite attempts by security forces to prevent the vote. However, the military did not listen to the orders and stated Yoon himself had to lift the martial law. Yoon subsequently lifted the martial law after a cabinet meeting at 4:30 a.m. on the 4th of December. And the martial law command was disbanded after the martial law was. Wow. That's crazy. What would you do if someone gives you permission to step on them? Jump, stomp, and step on that like a trampoline. South Korea president is getting traitor charges. Really? Are you serious?
Made a grave miscalculation. Make no mistake, this will be in the history books of your children. So I figured we should probably talk about it. Let's do it. On December 3rd, around 10:27 p.m. South Korean time, the South Korean president, with no prior announcement or warning, declared martial law, emergency martial law. saying that he had to rein in the country because too many politicians were corrupt and working with the enemy, which is North Korea. He said he wanted to fix the country. Now, under the Constitution of South Korea, the president can by himself actually declare martial law.
Under the Constitution of the Republic of Korea, the president has the authority to declare martial law and prescribes its scope. Rights, prescribe its scopes, rights, procedures, and duties of the martial law commander through the Martial Law Act. The first martial law was declared on October 21st, 1948.
He was doing was fully within his rights. But for South Koreans, especially the ones from older generations, martial law was bad news no matter how you worded it. The last time a martial law was imposed was in the year of 1980. A rogue general had taken over the country and imposed martial law on it, closed down all newspapers, silenced anyone who was against him, arrested politicians, and put the country under dictatorship. Many South Koreans tried to go up against him, but unfortunately left this planet doing so, let's just say. The martial law order only ended up being lifted in 1981. After 456 days of suffering, and it was only in 1987 that the Sixth Republic of Korea was written and then put into place in 1988. Ever since then, it's been a democracy and there hasn't been any martial law order imposed. So what the hell led us here? How are we here today? Well, Yoon Suk-yeol has been the president of South Korea since 2022. But very shortly after taking office, he became very disliked by his population. South Koreans were seeing him as ineffective, someone who couldn't put into place impactful policies to advance the country forward. And by 2024, his approval rating is as low as 20%. This means that 8 out of 10 South Koreans don't like him and want him out of the office. I mean,
damn, how the fuck do you do that? How the fuck did you manage to tank your population? Okay, alright, jeez, goddamn.
I think it's safe to say that even Kim Jong-un has a higher approval rating and he wasn't even voted in by his population. He is deeply unpopular. This unpopularity stretches even to the National Assembly, where the party that has the majority of votes is the opposing party, the one who is against the president. They're called the Democratic Party. So he hasn't really had much luck there either, not able to pass the bills he wants to pass. Very recently, on November 29th, 2024, the budget that the president wants to pass for 2025 was cut by $2.9 billion. This was done by the opposition party, the Democratic Party. The same party who's been trying to investigate the wife of the president multiple times now over corruption charges, and just very recently started the process to impeach the head of the state audit agency and 3 prosecutors involved in those scandals. So
what the fuck is happening over there? Holy shit. Wow. Whoa, that is... Wow, dude. Jesus Christ. What the fuck is happening over there in Korea? What the hell is happening over there?
as you can see, the president has a bit of a rivalry with the Democratic Party. This led many to theorize that all these things accumulated led him to take the decision of martial law, with the budget cut being the final nail in the coffin. He saw his political career ending with shame and decided to take a huge risk, but it's a risk that stank miles away. It simply didn't smell like the best of intentions. Look, there's two different kinds of martial laws: emergency martial law and security martial law, okay? The most drastic one is emergency martial law, which is the one he had imposed, the same one that was used in 1980. So he could essentially close any media publication he wants to, arrest any person on South Korean soil without any arrest warrant needed, impose curfews, and straight up confiscate someone's bank account if he wanted to. And the list goes on. He can do pretty much anything he wants to with no approval needed. The only...
Whoa. I get it that Mama Azathoth rules the outer realms, but man, dude, at least she knows how to run the realm itself compared to this guy, at least, you know. Yikes.
The only thing that can stop him is the National Assembly voting to lift the martial law. That's the only threat he faces while having absolute power. Panic was starting to set in. Whether you were a normal citizen, someone in the military, a police officer, it didn't matter. Something like this hadn't happened in over 40 years, and they had no warning prior. The whole thing was extremely unorganized. Now, unfortunately, the initial reaction in the West to this was K-pop stans being worried that their favorite K-pop groups were not going to perform anymore.
Bruh, really? Are you serious? You can take people's bank accounts. Goddamn, I know that's probably the most craziest one, is to take anyone's bank account and be like, "Oh, you have money? Oh, money mine now. It's mine now." You know. K-pop artists from major entertainment companies are reportedly receiving continuous calls to refrain from attending events starting tomorrow, following the emergency martial law. Festivals and events are being canceled nationwide. I see.
Because after the martial law was imposed, major entertainment companies were canceling events. But hey, I guess they helped spread the word around?
I guess
As
so.
the news was starting to reach the West, we received more updates from South Korea. The martial law commander was announced. It was going to be a man by the name of Park An-soo. He then proceeded to shock the world with his first announcement after taking over this position: that all activities related to the National Assembly and political parties are now banned. I think you're starting to understand why this was such a big deal, right? The only people who can stop the martial law have effectively been banned, well, from being able to stop it. It was very clear now why the president was so secretive, why there were no prior announcements. He had announced the martial law order at 10:30 p.m. so that the National Assembly members could not make it to the National Assembly. He wanted...
What the fuck? What the fuck? Are you serious? Holy shit, dude. Even in our realm, we don't have stuff like this that kind of like we ban, we ban people like this. We don't have that. We don't do that. That's not part of our rule. The law or so in our realm. Oh my god, dude, that's crazy.
Wanted to catch them all off guard and take control while they were sleeping. All of this was confirmed when a big problem had revealed itself. The military had been mobilized to block all access to the National Assembly. The stakes at this point could not have been any higher. The South Koreans were essentially seeing their democracy slip through their fingers, and the older generation was having terrible flashbacks back to the year of 1980.
I did that in Frostpunk and I win the game.
But South Korean men are obligated to serve in the South Korean military through conscription, and while women are not obligated to, they can still voluntarily join. This meant that they didn't really fear the military as much as a regular person would, and they weren't just gonna back down. Even after fully understanding the situation, the opposition Democratic Party urgently summoned its members of the National Assembly. They were going to go and lift that martial law even if the entire army was standing in their way. The South Korean people were aware of these efforts, so they made their way to the National Assembly to help them. There's this clip right here that went absolutely viral of a woman holding a rifle in front of her and not giving a single shit about what would happen if it was shot. Watch.
And the balls on that woman. Holy shit, dude. God damn.
The president was not going against the opposition party here. He was...
Brandon, Mama Azathoth rules the entire domain. Besides Uncle Yogg-Sothoth controlling the outer gates of the, basically, Uncle Yogg-Sothoth is the one that controls the outer gates, so that none of us, the evil, the pure actual evil incarnation of some of our lovely citizens in the realm escape into your guys' dimension and completely obliterate you guys, Because we also have an assembly in our area too as well, in our specific realm, but it's only like Mama Asa thought is the main head honcho in the area. To other members of the board that surrounds the hearing itself.
He was going against these regular people, and he had grossly miscalculated just how strong these people were. He had sent the military, he had sent helicopters flying over the National Assembly trying to dissuade people from even approaching it, but nothing was working. The leader of the opposition party live streamed himself, okay, sneaking into the National Assembly by hopping over a fence. Like, this is something that you don't see at all. This is crazy. People were in full defiance here. This is such an incredible image that really shows you how the South Korean
That's
people
crazy,
came
to be
together
honest.
very quickly to make sure that all
We got Godzilla to stop your rogue void creatures. I don't know about that one, to be honest.
the parliament members
That has no
get
power
through to the
against
National
us.
Assembly. This picture looks like a Renaissance painting. I mean, they're over here lifting the parliament member up the fence so that he can go and vote on nullifying this crazy martial law order. You truly don't see this every day. The members were able to sneak into the National Assembly and start the vote. However, the military was still trying to stop them. They were breaking windows and trying to get to the National Assembly to stop whatever was going on because under martial law, this was illegal. But again, the South Korean people showed incredible resilience. They put up barricades from inside the National Assembly. I mean, look at this. This is crazy. Look at all this furniture in front of the doors. Good luck getting through that. Okay, it's not happening unless you have a bulldozer. This is what happens when
Holy shit, dude. Photographs of barricades built by the National Assembly members and staff in the matter of minutes. In the matter of minutes, they managed to do that. Holy cow. And as a fucking leader, I'll march with the dude who could record it himself any day of the fucking week. We also have had Goku, but Yamcha is enough to stop all of you. I don't know about that one, Chief.
your citizens go through conscription, they were using the military's tactics against them. And thanks to their efforts, 190 members of the National Assembly were able to make it and vote yes to lift the martial law order, completely defying the president. Now, of course, this was a great moment, but it didn't mean much just yet. The president had to acknowledge this and actually order the military to leave. If he didn't, things would have gotten very complicated and he would have been accused of treason. Thankfully, though, 6 hours after declaring the martial law order, he did another speech acknowledging the National Assembly's vote and completely lifting it. As soon as he did that, the soldiers started leaving the National Assembly, retreating, and getting back to their normal lives. The South Korean people pretty much won, making sure to not repeat the same events that had happened in 1980 and all the other martial laws that were abused by people who wanted to stay in power. When things started to calm down, the Democratic Party revealed that the military planned to arrest the Assembly Speaker and party leaders under martial law, which made them review possible insurrection charges. I think it's common sense to say that if you want to arrest your political opponents, that is pretty much against what democracy stands for. That's
Holy shit, dude. Bro thinks like he's Raul Menendez. Yeah, because I'm hearing the Call of Duty Black Ops 2 music in the background right now. What a perfect fit too as well, because this actually does fit like this entire thing. Damn, dude. Wow.
That's a very serious accusation. Shortly after, the Democratic Party floor leader, Park Chan-dae, called for President Yoon to step down immediately, saying President Yoon cannot avoid the charge of treason, he must step down immediately. As this was all happening, the senior aides and secretaries of the president have started resigning in droves. This was a complete failed coup, okay? He had turned from dictator to clown in the span of like 4 hours. Even his own senior officials can't back him up anymore. The dude screwed up royally. At this point, it's almost guaranteed that he's going to get impeached and most likely also probably thrown into jail. This was a massive wake-up call to South Korea because they haven't had to deal with something like this for over 40 years. Thankfully, they were able to avert the crisis, but still, one has to think, what if it did end up working? What would have happened then? But I think
Dude, that's oh my god, that is so wild, to be honest. Like, we've never had anything this crazy happening in our realm, you know? I'm literally in Korea right now for the visit, and this shit happens while I was asleep from jet lag. Lamau, my whole Korean family is hella pissed at him and calling him a clown.
Funniest thing in all this is that there are people who slept early and woke up and had no idea this had happened. Protests and fights in the country with an imminent dictatorship and are just now finding out. Like this person right
Your
here
kids
commented
are
on my
leaving
YouTube
you.
post saying, I'm literally in Korea right now for a visit and this shit happens while I was asleep from jet lag. LMAO, my whole Korean family's hella pissed at him and calling him a clown. I saw a lot of confusion about this topic with many people not knowing what happened, so I thought I'd make a quick video explaining.
Yeah, I didn't know too much what was going on over there. That's why. Thanks for the information. Actually, that's actually crazy.
Hope it helped. Thank you for watching till the end, and I'll see you in the next video. Love you. Mwah.
That's crazy. Yo, bro, what are these people doing, Lomao? Wow, that is crazy. I did not even knew about that, actually. This president had the fastest speed run in history. Man, yeah, because I didn't know what was going on over there. That's why I was like, I had no idea what's happening in South Korea. Something big is happening in South Korea because I was reading like a piece of an article, but there was like a certain word I didn't understand what they were talking about. The martial law thing. I was just like, what is that? I have no idea what that is. So, I've never heard of anything like that. That's why. Oh yeah, no, 100% that's going into the history books. Definitely 100%. I'll be honest with you, crazy. That is some crazy things. Yeah, there was not really much I can say or anything about about this video, just because like I didn't know. I didn't know anything about this. So they need Johnny Somali. Yeah, make him run for the president, I think he'll be fine. I thought Philippines politics would be this crazy, but this bro had went it to a new standard. That's crazy. Man, what a good video. Thanks, Mujin. Thank you for the information on this tidbit, because I didn't know anything about it. So yeah, what a time. What an actual time. Thank you for watching for the video, and you guys can comment, like, subscribe, do all that fancy jazzy stuff. And I think I have a few. I think if I remember correctly, I have a few Korean audiences in my in my community. I'm kind of curious what they think about it. Let me know down below. So